call, please. No.
Angelique Ashby. Bobby Singh Allen,
Here.
Don Natoli. Eric Guerra,
Here.
Garrett Gatewood. Kevin Spies,
Present.
Mai Vang. Patrick Kennedy. Patrick Kennedy. Oh, he's muted. Phil Cerna. Rich Desmond. Rick
Patrick Kennedy's
Jennings.
here.
Oh, thank you. Rick Jennings. Sean Laloe. Sean Farmer. Sue Frost. Here. Tim Schaefer.
Here.
Saul Hernandez.
Here.
We have a quorum with 8 members present. I'll read the statement.
Let's do the pledge of allegiance real quick.
Okay.
Everyone put their hand behind the heart.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic that stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, great. Let's go
This
ahead and have
meeting-
that Zoom.
This meeting of the Sacramento Public Library Authority is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast Consolidated Communications and AT&T Uverse cable systems. This meeting is closed captioned and live streamed at metro14live.saccounty.net. Today's meeting will be repeated Saturdays, December 17th at 4 p.m. on channel 14 and can also be viewed on Metro Cable 14's YouTube channel. This meeting will also be recorded via Zoom. A DVD copy will be available upon request no later than 2 weeks following today's meeting. The full agenda, including reports, is available on the library website at www.saclibrary.org. Members of the audience wishing to address the board should raise their hand in the Zoom program. Please speak clearly when addressing the board and state your name for the record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes so that everyone may be heard. Please also note that participation in this teleconference via telephone rather than the Zoom app may result in your telephone number being visible to the public during the live broadcast and later telecasts of this meeting.
All right, so what we're gonna do, just because we have quorum right now, we're gonna jump to consent. And then we're gonna go back after that. So I'm gonna go ahead, if Kirk could read consent, item number 6, please.
Item 6, consent.
Excellent, that was awesome. Do I have a motion?
Motion, Singh Allen.
Second.
Is there any public comment? Excellent, roll call, please.
Angelique Ashby. Bobby Singh Allen.
Yes.
Donna Toley. Eric Guerra.
Aye.
Garrett Gatewood.
Yes.
Kevin Spies.
Aye.
Mai Vang. Patrick Kennedy. Patrick Kennedy.
Aye.
Phil Cerna. Rich Desmond. Rick Jennings. Sean Laloe.
Aye.
Sean Farmer. Sue Frost. Aye. Tim Schaefer.
Aye.
Saul Hernandez.
Aye.
Motion passes with 9 members present.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and let's also do the action item number 7.
Item 7.1, annual audit report, fiscal year 2021 to 22.
Hello, good afternoon, Chair Gatewood and members of the board. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Before you are the audited financial statements for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2022. So let me share my screen, please. Okay, so here we go. So I'm pleased to report that we had another successful year close. The audit process went fairly smooth, and the end result was an unqualified audit opinion indicating that the authority is in compliance with GAAP and GASB standards. Internal controls are good, and there were no audit findings. So taking a look at the fund balances, we have 4 major funds, and these can be found on page 13 of the audit report. The general fund ended the fiscal year at 7.5 million. County Sacramento Fund at 28.9 million. City of Sacramento Fund at 12.5 million. And City of Sacramento Household Tax Measure X and B combined at 7.2 million. We do have one non-major fund, which can be found on page 14 of the report. And that's the permanent fund at 300,000 at the fiscal year end. So for a total of 56.3 million in fund balance combined. Taking a look at the County of Sacramento fund balance in more detail. So 13.6 million is for general branch expenditures, 506,000 for the Elk Grove branch library, and this is a request from the Schultz Family Trust, and donations of 255,000 for the county library branches. We do have a $10.3 million in cash flow and economic uncertainty reserves, supplemental fund balance of 3.7 million, and the food maintenance fund balance of 367,000 and 15,000 for open contracts. So again, a total County of Sacramento fund balance is 28.8 million. Looking at the supplemental fund breakdown. So again, the supplemental fund at June 30, 2022 was 3.7 million. Of that amount, 2.2 million is for the county unincorporated libraries, 252,000 for City of Citrus Heights Library, for Elk Grove 695,000, 120,000 for Galt, 14,000 for Alton, and approximately 380,000 for the Rancho Cordova Library. Similarly, looking at the City of Sacramento fund balances, so as you know, we have 3 operating funds within the City of Sacramento branches. So the City General Fund and Measure U funds ended the year at 132,000 for donations, 9.6 million for general branch expenditures, and economic uncertainty reserves at 2.5 million. Deferred maintenance, roughly 212,000. And 82,000 for open contracts. And then under the parcel tax fund, these are the Measure X and B combined. So 5.7 million in parcel tax carryover. So this is the residual fund balance. Donations at 31,000 and 1.4 million for economic uncertainty reserves, and open contracts of close to $900 for open contracts. So the total combined fund balance for parcel tax X, Measure B, and Measure X and B combined is 7.2 million. Other notable numbers to look at were the pension liabilities. So as you know, on the GASB 68 and 71 pension reporting, we recorded a net pension liability in the amount of 8.2 million, deferred inflows of 3.9 million, and related deferred outflows of 8.7 million. So overall, year-over-year decrease in pension liability went from 19.7 to 8.2 million. And this is mainly due to a robust CalPERS investment as of the measurement date, June 30, 2021. So CalPERS reporting is always roughly 1 year behind. So the economy and the market have been super hot. So in turn, the investment returns were significantly high. So these numbers can be found.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes.
The NPL decreased from 1.97 million to 8.2. Does that number shift as the value of whatever they sold or whatever increases, or is that now 8.2 and then we're going forward with 8.2 and we don't have to worry about the number shifting up and down on us?
So great question, Chair Gatewood. So that number is going to shift up and down. So
Okay.
depending on the market, depending on the contribution. So Again, this is as of June 30, 2021 measurement date, so they are 1 year behind. And as you know, the market had been red hot over the last probably 2+ fiscal years, and so more recently it's taking a dive. So my assumption is that this number will increase in next fiscal year by the time we report again.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, yes. And then another number to look at are the OPEB liabilities. So these are under GASB 75, so accounting and financial reporting for other post-employment benefits, also known as OPEB. Again, on page 14 of the financial report, we recorded a OPEB obligation of $8.6 million and related deferred outflows and inflows of $760,000 and $402,000 respectively. So the OPEB decreased from $8.8 million to $8.6 million. Again, this is based on the actuarial assumptions, the market, and what we contribute. So these numbers can be found on the government-wide financial statements, and Note 11 provides additional information on the OPEB plans. So new this year are the operating leases that's required to be recorded under GASB 87, recognition of leased assets and liabilities. So this is the first time that we are recording leased assets and liabilities on the financial statements. So in past years, it's always been a footnote within the audit report, but under GASB 87, the requirement is that all agencies have to record the lease liabilities and lease assets. So we recorded $2.6 million in lease assets, and similarly lease liabilities of $2.6 million. And we do have one lease receivable. That's the Seal and Cell Tower lease located at the city of Citrus Heights near the library. So the receivable is $360,000 and related deferred inflows of $352,000. So again, the lease footnotes can be found on note number 8 for additional information. And lastly, on the attachments A and attachment B, so governance letter and management letter. So these are the communication letter to the boards and various committees. I'm happy to report that there were no difficulties encountered in performing an audit. We had a few reclassifying entries for reporting purposes only related to the implementation of GASB 87 for the leases. There were no disagreements with management. The books are clean, and ultimately there were no reportable issues identified. So that concludes my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
All right, first we're going to start off by saying great job. Another year of clean books, which is amazing from where we started. So good on all of everybody. Board members, do you guys have any questions? Seeing none and being jealous of where Mr. Spees is. Has that sun? Is that sun coming down on you? That's terrible. I'm going to go ahead and see, is there any public comment? All right, seeing no public comment, I'm going to ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second. And I get a second. All right, roll call, please.
Angelique Ashby, Bobby Singh Allen,
Yes.
Donna Tolley, Eric Guerra,
Aye.
Garrett Gatewood,
Yes.
Kevin Spees,
Yes.
Mai Bang, Patrick Kennedy,
Aye.
Phil Serna, Rich Desmond, Rick Jennings, Sean Malloy,
Aye.
Sean Farmer, Sue Frost,
Aye.
Tim Schaefer,
Aye.
Joel Hernandez.
Aye.
Motion passes with 9 members present.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, guys. Let's go ahead and go back. So we will start off with presentations. And the first one is a presentation honoring Angelique Ashby for all her amazing work here. And I will read this. To everyone in the room, calm down. Calm down. Go ahead and read this. Whereas Angela Ashby is concluding her service to the Sacramento Library Authority, having served the authority board since 2011. Angela Ashby, during the service time in Sacramento Council, has been committed to advocate of library services, focused on the most effective and efficient use of public resources, and has continued to expand the library services throughout the city. And whereas Angela Ashby, during her faithful service to the public library authorities from 2011 to 22, 11 years, having served as chair authority since 2014, has been a strong voice of support for the Sacramento Library and its mission and staff, notably her efforts to support the library parcel tax Measure B. Therefore, now be it resolved that the Sacramento Library Authority does hereby recognize Angela Ashby as her service to Sacramento Public Library Authority and commends her outstanding service to provide the library for the last 11 years. We wish her nothing but success as she moves on to her next venture. Thank you.
Well done, Chair.
All right. The next one, we have a proclamation honoring Don Natoli for his 2,000 years of service. It's amazing to meet someone that actually created the first library and came up with the Dewey Decimal System. So whereas Don Natoli is concluding his service to the Sacramento Library, having served the authority since 1995, whereas Don Natoli, during his service at Sacramento County Library, has been committed to an advocate of library services focused on the most efficient use of public resources in the area. Whereas Don Natoli is faithful to serve the public library from AD to 2022, having served as a chair board member from 1700, 1997, 2005, and 2017 when he got off the boat. Has been strong voice of support for the Sacramento Library and its mission and staff. Now there be it resolved that the Sacramento Public Authority Library does hereby recognize Don Natoli for his service in Sacramento Public Library and commends him for his outstanding service provided to the library for over 128 years. Hereas we wish him nothing but success and we wish him to come back as soon as possible. Great job, Don.
You're here.
All right. And it looks like we have a presentation from the Sacramento Public Library, Friends of the Board.
Thank you, Chair Gatewood. It's an honor to be here in person to witness your reading capabilities. Thank you for the opportunity to present on behalf of the Friends of the Sacramento Public Library. My name is Devon Graves. I serve as the Vice President. This has been a heck of a year. Happy to report that membership has up compared to November of 21. So Friends membership across the affiliates is up, and we're grateful for that. We continue to do great work out of our book sales, out of our book den. We are continuing to see amazing fundraising efforts for the Rivka Sass Readers Fund from our friends investing in the Sacramento Public Library. We are continuing our work with Readers Book First program, and we have done work to ensure consistency and compliance across our affiliates. At our last board meeting, we approved a plan to work with members of the Friends System Board and local affiliates to come up with documentation and policies and processes to share across the affiliates so that we can get consistency and support for our affiliates at the local level. The plan is in January or at our next board meeting to have a formal presentation with PowerPoint to kind of just walk through and highlight the year again for this and educate members about the important work that the Friends do. But as always, thank you, Chair Gatewood, for your service to our partners at the library, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions, guys? Seeing none, thank you so much for everything you do for us. You guys have been stalwart, and we really appreciate the relationship, and we see it for going on forever and ever. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. We have another proclamation recognizing National Friends of the Library Week from Peter.
Great. Thank you, Chair Gatewood. This proclamation is a little delayed because of our last meeting, but National Friends of the Library Week was held in October 6th through 22nd. So Jared and I will take turns reading the proclamation. Whereas National Friends of the Library Week will be celebrated throughout the nation and Sacramento County and all of the cities and communities therein from October 16th, 2022 to October 22nd, 2022.
And whereas the Friends are the library's official fundraising partner and along with its affiliates provide more than $250,000 annually to support library programs, collections, and services in all 28 locations. And
whereas the Friends of the Sacramento Public Library have impacted the lives of first graders throughout Sacramento County, thanks to their generous support of the library's Book First program. And
whereas in the 6 years Book First has been a library initiative, the Friends have raised more than $340,000, which provided over 96,000 books to first graders and helped Sacramento Public Library staff visit over 3,000 classrooms in 180 schools. And
whereas through its legacy arm established in 2021, Friends Investing in Sacramento Public Library, the Friends have raised over $140,000 for the Rivka Sass Young Readers Fund. And
whereas the Friends believe in and promote civic engagement and volunteer in libraries to monitor ballot boxes, assist voter service centers, and ensure that election days are safe and successful. And
whereas the Friends of Sacramento Public Library are library advocates, community ambassadors, volunteers, fundraising partners, and true friends. And Friends' gifts of time and commitment to Sacramento Public Library sets an example for all in how volunteerism leads to positive civic engagement and the advancement of our community.
now, therefore, be it resolved that the Sacramento Public Library Authority Board does hereby proclaim National Friends of the Library Week and thank the hundreds of friends who support and enhance our library.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and move on with an executive report from Peter.
Great. Thank you again, Chair Gatewood. So in the packet, we have two executive board reports, one from the October and then one from this month. I'll just summarize a number of items. One is that we have had since last we had a meeting, we've had two community meetings regarding the North Sacramento Hagenwood Library renovation of the old Sacramento News and Review building. The city of Sacramento provided renderings and received community feedback on the potential design of the public area of the library. We were honored to have Councilman Lowy as part of the proceedings, and I think they were very productive meetings. Community members gave lots of good feedback, and a number of those items have been incorporated and will be incorporated in the design. And we look forward to sharing more information with the authority board as that project progresses. The other item regarding facilities is that the McClatchy Library continues to be closed due to HVAC deficiencies. We are working with the city of Sacramento very closely. They are discussing with the consultants potential remedies to that issue. We're awaiting some information from them about the next steps, but we are committed to working very closely with the city to ensure that library reopens so that it can be utilized again. But first and foremost, paramount importance is the health and safety of the staff and the public to use that facility. And those plans are still in the works. We don't have a final design or estimate or timeline, but we are waiting that from the city. So we are working very closely with them and hope to share information very soon about the next steps of that project. In your report, you'll also see that we had a number of issues at the Central Library regarding some equipment failures. We appreciate our partners at the City of Sacramento and the Fire Department who were able to respond to that. And a piece of equipment, an HVAC system, or the elevator caught fire. They were able to fix that issue. And we are working with them to continue monitoring the situation, and things seem to be working normally now. So we're looking forward to the replacement of that elevator with funds from the state library that the city's received. And we have another of community events that have occurred and some great staff additions. Todd Deck has joined us as our Community Service Engagement Manager, and he already is serving in that capacity for a number of weeks and has already been a great asset to our conversation. And dovetailing along that, we received our first electric bookmobile. So he's working closely with the staff to implement changes to that service that will be rolled out next year, mostly to increase capacity because we have a second bookmobile that will be coming as well. So we're looking forward to modifying and increasing our reach to the community with that. We also participated in Election Day. The library was a ballot drop-off location, and a number of places were polling locations. And we were the proud recipient of nearly a quarter of the ballots that were cast this election. So we're very proud that our staff, working with their friends, were able to be of service to the community in that very important democratic process that allows our residents to make a direct impact on their communities. And the other two items that I wanted to highlight is we've received a very generous donation from some residents. They worked in concert with the Sacramento Historical Society, Maurice Reed and Greg Lucanbill. A statue was commissioned of Sacramento writer Joan Didion, and her likeness was carved by Lisa Ryerson, who created the sculpture of Cesar Chavez in the plaza. That piece of artwork has been installed in the Sacramento room, and we're very happy that it is there. It's a great addition. And we will be unveiling in the coming weeks a portrait, or not necessarily a portrait, well, I guess it's a portrait. There's 5 portraits in one of a number of writers in Sacramento. And those include Joan Didion, but also Dr. Cornel West, Ernesto Galarza, Herb Cain, and Ann Bannon Weldy. And that will be in the Sacramento room as well. We have a number of other items, but I'll let you read the report because we have a lot going on at the library. But those are the highlights I wanted to bring to your attention today.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Sounds exciting. Does my board have anything? No? All right, moving on. Last one, information number 5. Clerk.
Item 5, information.
Do you guys have any questions about the information, the treasury report or financial report that were posted? All right, seeing none, we'll move to item 8. Reports, ideas, or questions for the board members. I have one. We're about to transfer in the years. So first, everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. That's getting ready to happen. We're going to need to switch the vice chair and the board chair. And we also need to talk about what time works best for everyone. This seems to be a struggle for a lot of you guys. So if you wouldn't mind sending Peter what time really works best and as a group, because we need to find a time to make sure we isn't struggle to try to get quorum, because I would hate this hand is off to someone and we're not able to get quorum, because it's critical, especially with buying computers and stuff with refresh, that we do it as fast as possible because everything seems to be flying off the shelves and end of year only comes at the end of the year. So if you wouldn't mind shooting that out, I think that's critical that we get those times lined up for next year. Does anyone have any other ideas or questions? All right, seeing none, this meeting is adjourned. Bye, guys. Have a great